This semester, more than any other, it is vital that we all stay in touch. You can follow us on Twitter or on Facebook or on Instagram, and we're even on Snapchat. But don't worry, the peer mentors will be running the Snapchat account. Let's back up a little to 1998. The logo of the honors program was designed by students. It's a simple, idealized column that you can see here. It's on our medallion, the same one I'm wearing now, and the one that many of you will wear 4 years from now. It isn't just a random column, though. It's an architectural, students will tell you, it is a Doric column, the same kind of column that's found on the Parthenon in Athens. This choice of the column connects our program back to the cradle of democracy and the foundations of the academy. In Athens, for the first time, people decided knowledge ought to be based on reason and evidence, observation and analysis, rather than on authority or power. And that was how the first universities started. Aristotle, the greatest of the ancient Greek philosophers and founder of the longest running school, the Lyceum, was interested in the question of what makes a person successful, or to be more precise, excellent. Through careful observation and comparison, he came to the conclusion, summarized here, that excellence is not something you are born with, but rather something that is cultivated by habitual practice. You want to be great at football? Practice. You want to be great at playing the piano? You practice. In our culture, we get that. Hard work produces excellent results. But the same principle is true in education. Do you want to be a great doctor? Practice. Or, as will be directly relevant to about half of you next week, you want to be a great public speaker? Practice. A lot. For some reason, that simple insight continues to escape many people in our culture. Even more pressing than that, the question Aristotle asked was, what does it mean to be a great person? And how does one cultivate the habits of living that produce excellence? Notice that Aristotle is not asking, what does it mean to be a good student? He was asking, what does it mean to be a good person? The distinction, I think, is repeated by our founder, Woodbridge and Ferris. Ferris wrote, when I use the term education, I do not use it as an equivalent for schooling. The two terms education and schooling are not synonymous. Schooling at its best in the United States frequently has a tendency to make the acquisition of knowledge its chief objective. Education is to do with the enrichment of life. And to his students, he advised, use education for sane living, not simply as a means of making money, not as a means of escaping work. Excellent, successful, happy people deliberately practice at being excellent, successful, and happy, so much that it becomes automatic and habitual. What we do becomes who we are. So this program is set up in the tradition of Aristotle and Woodbridge Ferris. This is a program for those who pursue excellence, not only in their schooling, but in their lives. For those who wish to follow their advice, you should, as Ferris advised, correlate all the work of your school to the work of the community in which you live. We are going to ask a lot of you. There certainly are easier ways through college, but those of you who rise to the challenge and fulfill the honors commitments will cultivate habits of living that will serve you well beyond your undergraduate years. We, the faculty and staff of the honors program, are here to help you in this pursuit of excellence. We'll challenge you in the classroom. We'll challenge you to use your knowledge and expertise to make our community a better place. We'll challenge you to accept leadership positions both within the honors program and in the university as a whole. But we'll be there to support you and provide the resources you need to succeed. We'll push you, that is for certain, but we'll also be there to help you if you stumble. The honors community is your community. It is what you make of it. This semester, we all need to think intentionally about building community. In this time of social distancing, it will be easy to just sit back in your room and work. After all, most of us are introverts in honors, and we're perfectly comfortable with limited social contact. But we need to resist that complacency. Honors in college are about stretching yourself, trying new things and new ideas. This semester is going to be full of new things for all of us. I vow to you today that I will try new things this semester. I've never participated in a Netflix watch party. I've been on Discord, but never really participated in a discussion there. I'm going to take these risks and put myself out there on these platforms because I know that having a community is important, and I ask you to join me in this. Throw yourself into this community. Be curious. Introduce yourselves, attend our events, and unmute your camera. It's been said that 90% of success is just showing up. That is more true this semester than ever before. We all need to show up. It's just that showing up means something different than it has in the past. It means unmuting your video. It means downloading Discord. It means getting involved. The Honors Student Council and its subcommittees are working hard to create cultural and community events and opportunities for community service that respect the constraints of COVID. We're planning a TikTok talent show for October, and if you'd like to help plan any of these events or you have any ideas to suggest, drop us an email at honors@ferris.edu and we'll get you in touch with the right committee. A few years back, I asked the Honors Student Council to create a statement that would tie our actions directly to the values we express. We call this statement the 4 columns. Each of these columns expresses a commitment to one of the values of the program by explicitly connecting what we do to why we do it. It reads, "We, the honor students at Ferris State University, aspire to achieve excellence through our commitments to for intellectual autonomy and academic excellence, so that we may be prepared to contribute to the advancement of our chosen professions by completing at least 22 credit hours of an honors coursework or 10 credit hours for the associate's degree. To contribute our time and energy to advance the public good so we develop as citizens by completing 15 hours of community service per semester and holding a leadership position by the time we graduate. To explore our cultural and ethical horizons by seeking out and attending challenging opportunities for service and leadership. And to participate in the honors community, abiding by the honor code to foster curiosity, dialogue, and intellectual rigor in ourselves and others. As a symbol of your commitment to aspire to excellence, we're going to ask you to sign a column. This tradition started in 2014. The columns from previous years are standing in the Honors Lounge in the basement of Pakel. This year's column is laid out in the Honors Lounge ready for you to sign. It will be there through the first week of classes. Stop by any time, but be sure to respect the social distancing practice and don't come all at once. For the 239 of you joining this tradition today, I have some final thoughts. Aspire greatly. Even if you've never thought about it before, aspire for graduate and professional school. Aspire to be truly excellent at something, and through that experience, learn what it means to be excellent at living. Education is for life. In W.E.B. Du Bois's wonderful language, it is education that encourages aspiration, that sets the loftiest goals and seeks as an end culture and character. Education is not for the way the world is, but for the way the world could be, should be, or ought to be. This is why you're here. You have chosen the challenging path. By joining honors, you're committing to achieve something greater, something beyond the minimum, to challenge yourself and your peers to reach just beyond what you believe is possible. Aspire greatly. We're here to help.